Hi, guys, and welcome to The Hot Seat. Today we have a brand new episode of your favorite show of the week, The Hot Seat. And I am your host, Priscilla Moy, live in real time here at the Social Media Show's studio in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Every week we come here and we introduce some new and amazing people to you, and we get down right to the nitty-gritty about who they are, what they do, and why they do what they do. It is always a pleasure for me to meet these people and get to know them a little better while sitting here and having a great conversation about everything it is that they do, and teaching everyone a valuable lesson into how they live their life and to be as inspirational as they are. I always leave here inspired, and so it's never a waste of my time to sit here in the studio and get to know a whole new person more on a personal level, and also do it and share it with all of our viewers out there. Thank you guys so much for always viewing us every single week. We stream 5 days a week of The Hot Seat along with the other original social media shows, and we're getting some great feedback on all the shows, and we're really grateful for you guys to tune in with us every single day to show your support. Now when we come back, we have a great surprise for you. This actor is beyond words, and I can't believe we managed to somehow get him here to be on The Hot Seat. The Hot Seat was made for him. So when you come back, you get to meet who this particular actor is, and I can't wait to introduce him to you guys. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and get ready to sit with us to learn more about this amazing Hollywood actor right to you from the Social Media Show studio. And I will see you after the break.
Now on digital and DVD.
MR9, we are connected with you.
কোনো রকম কম্প্রোমাইজ করা যাবে না।
Copy that.
Technology. Human innovation comes along. And it defies everything you thought was possible.
Hello, friends. I'd say welcome, but I find it a little inconvenient that you're trying to crash my party.
Welcome, Masood Rana. আপনি বাংলাদেশী?
আমেরিকা থেকে সিআইএর অফিসার এসেছে।
Paul Taylor.
মাসুদ রানা।
Nice to finally meet you in person, MR9. Heard a lot of your stories. Very impressive. Celebrity billionaire Roman Ross and his younger brother, Ricky. How you doing, little brother?
Still alive.
They've been selling high-tech robotic explosives and weapons. I know there's more going on behind the curtain. I just hope that we can find out what it is before it's too late.
You get compromised, we don't know you.
It's hard to hate the toy maker. Micro surveillance bug connected to your smartwatch. Keep you out of trouble.
Maybe you like the trouble.
Masood Rana, BCI agent, codename MR9.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD.
Traditional TV is going away.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I'm your host Priscilla Moy, and we are live here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Social Media Shows studio here in real time. Now I know you've all been awaiting who this actor is that we have in store to sit in the hot seat, and I cannot wait to introduce him. He has over 20 credits on IMDb. He is a producer, he's an executive producer, he's a writer, and of course, he is a great Hollywood actor. We just recently caught up with him at the MR9 movie premiere a month ago or so, where you guys, I know all of you had watched. We had a brief interview with him because he is one of the stars, if not the main star of that amazing movie. So everyone, please welcome Niko Foster. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming. Please take a seat.
Good to see you,
Good
Priscilla.
to see you. I'm so glad you can spend some of your time. I know you're a busy man here with us at the studio. So thank you for coming. So I always do a lot of research on my guests prior to them coming to the show, and it's really interesting. I've seen a lot of interviews with you in them. I've seen your reel, your IMDb, and all of that. And what's so interesting is that you and I have something in common, Niko, apart from being an actor, but we're from the Midwest, yeah?
U.S., that's true.
Yes, the Midwest. So that's, and you were brought over here, interestingly enough, as a Chippendale, no?
I was,
You
yeah.
were. And that's what kind of brought you to Las Vegas, and that's kind of where you found the love for entertainment. Is that right?
True. Yes, I've always been an entertainer at heart, and that was how I got my first start in the entertainment industry, was with Chippendales in New York City.
Mm-hmm. And that was more of a live entertainment, type of thing, engaging with an audience. And definitely something that, Vegas not privy to. We had a Thunder Down Under dancer here at one point. But it's interesting because you found your way through that kind of scene. I know you own nightclubs, you're a businessman and entrepreneur. And somehow you made it to film. Some people go down the theater route, they love the stage, they love the energy coming from a live audience. So tell us how you got from that type of entertainment to film and what you're doing now.
Well, after spending time in New York, we did some world tours, and then I got the chance to come out and perform in a Broadway show, or the Chippendale show in Las Vegas. That's what moved me to Las Vegas. So then once I got out here, you could only kind of do that lifestyle for so long. And so then I got into the next phase of my life, was in the nightclub business. I still wanted to entertain people and put on a party and put on a show. So I got in the nightclub business, and I had opened up over 50 nightclubs around the Southwest area. And that kind of became my next form of entertainment. And I had a ball with it, made some money with it, which established me as a kind of a thriving entrepreneur. But then again, my life changes. I'm an Aquarius by nature, so water always finds its way through life. And
Right.
I needed the next passion in my life, and it became acting. I wanted to get into the acting business. And it's a difficult business, as you know, very difficult to get into. And I had a chance to do some small roles and start to build a little bit of a resume. But it wasn't until I really started writing that I got deep into this entertainment field. And I very, very much enjoy now writing the scripts. Several have already been turned into motion pictures. And once I started kind of doing that, I got deeper in, and then also became an executive producer.
Right, and a lot of people might know you, like if you were to Google yourself, or a lot of people might know of your name, first and foremost, they see you on the big screen. Right, and I know that you just told us it does come from writing, it does come from delving into, a story and getting into, the depths of characters. But how did you approach being an actor and being able to dive into those types of characters coming from, a different type of entertainment and from writing? What kind of approach or method can you say that you use?
You know, it really just, when you're an entertainer, whether you're a performer on stage live at a Broadway show, or you're throwing a party, a host of a nightclub, you just have that inner sense of what does the audience want from me, you know? And so, you know, when I take my roles, when I'm offered a role and it works for me, I look at what I can bring to that particular role that I find interesting and that the audience might find to be interesting and fun to watch. And I think if I marry the two of those, then I feel comfortable with the role and then I'll accept it.
And do you feel like you're getting typecast in a way? I know you've done a Western, right? I know you've, you know, played a lot of cop roles, you know, a lot of more action-y, you know, that type of main lead.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's something else that you really want to do that might be the opposite of what people might put you as?
Great question. I do love the action roles. And so while I'm still in the age of the ability to be an action star or a lead in an action film, I like the fight scenes. I like the action of the, you know, the driving the cars. I do most of my own stunts. And so as long as I can do it physically and enjoy all of that, I would probably prefer to do an action film above all else. Now, you always like to push the boundaries and push your acting ability. So to do the right drama, it really would be fun to me. If it was something with real intrigue, a real spin, some good twists in the end, I think that I could be really pulled into something like that, but it would have to be something really dramatic. Outside of that, I'm really enjoying being an action hero.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome
A lot
to
of fun.
see, too. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we made a joke, like he walked in, he got the shades on, he was giving James Bond, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that could be the next, I know it's going to be English, but maybe an American version down the line. That's you.
I like
Fit the perfect type. Now, there's one movie in particular, and I want to ask you about this because you did a Western, and I saw an interview, and you talked a little bit about what it was, and it hinted towards, you know, a character that really wanted to bring black slavery, correct? Now, was that a character that was really difficult for you to kind of play? Because I know you've said a lot of certain language in there that, as a, you know, human now, like, I couldn't imagine being like, okay, I'm going to say this and not feel
Correct.
bad about saying it, even though I know I'm acting, right?
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Well, we shot that 5 or 6 years ago, and believe me, we've come a long way in just those 5 or 6 years as to dialogue that's appropriate and not. But we all sat down. I didn't write that particular script. We all sat down at the table and did the table read beforehand, and we had all different races at the table, and we all kind of, men and women alike, and discussed what we're all okay with artistically. Mm-hmm. Does it advance the story? Does it seem necessary? Was it age appropriate? And we agreed that all of this stuff that we put in that movie was time appropriate, age appropriate, and fit the times, and we went with it. And I was comfortable with it after we all kind of discussed that level and said, yeah, you know, it's art, you know, and that's what we were really performing.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say as an actor in general that you've taken away from doing countless films, producing them, writing them? Is there something that you've learned in this process that you might not have, you know, prior to getting into this business?
Well, I've learned a lot by writing, because when you're an actor, you're kind of singularly focused. You know, you see it from an actor's point of view. Why can't we have a bigger budget? Why can't we have more explosions? Why can't we, you know, of course, as an actor, you want all of that. As a writer, you start to be told what the budget could be on a film, on a script, and so you have to start dialing it down. So as you're writing with that pen, you go, and the tank exploded, and the tank caught on fire, and there was smoke coming from the gas tank. Mm-hmm. And so you're dialing down the level of the budget. And as you know, coming from an executive producer, the guy that actually writes the checks to the film, and then the writer, and then the actor, now I feel more well-rounded, and so I'm able to now write a script with a budget in mind, understanding that sometimes you just have to conform in certain ways, and so I've learned a lot about the budgeting of what goes into the expense of a film.
Mm-hmm. So writing, I know this is kind of, you know, your passion, your love. I did read one of your quotes where you talked about at the end of the day, you just love to write, you know. where did that love come from? Did you always grow up kind of journaling, always feel like, oh, I have like a storyline, I just want to write it down? Or where does that passion derive from?
Well, a lot of times people ask me what kind of stories I want to write. Is there a genre that I like more than others? Horror, comedy, love, action. And I say, look, as long as the story moves you, as long as it moves you, if I make you angry, if I make you cry, and if I make you laugh in one film, wow, it's a great film. I really did my job. And so if I can do those three emotions for you while you're sitting watching one of my films, then I've really done you a service. You come out of there and you've really experienced the film. So the first script that I ever wrote, before I gave it to anybody, I said, well, who's going to be the freshest eyes for you? Well, your mother. So I told my mother, I said, Mom, I just wrote a script. I'm new to this game. Can I read it to you? And she said, yeah. By the end of the script, she had laughed, she had cried, and I made her angry. She wanted that villain to be caught. Okay? So I did my job, and I thought, maybe I have a career at this. And the more that I get into the writing, I have an appreciation for the art of the acting, because I take people more serious when they're a writer. When you're an actor, you could be an actor for the girls, for the women, for the money, for the fame, for all these different things. You can, there may be a reason. But when you're a writer, that's where the passion starts. Yeah. You bring out that piece of paper and you take that pen, you start writing. It was a cold day in Chicago. No. It was a hot day in Arizona. I mean, and so you direct where the story goes. And so I take people a lot more serious when I know that they're a writer, because I know they're passionate.
Mm-hmm. Now, as an artist, secret about me is that I paint. And so I always love to ask people, I think everyone is an artist in a way, whether you're a writer, with scripts or novels,
sure,
right? You're an actor, you're, a singer, whatever. Do you kind of picture a part of you to be represented in your piece of art? Not even just in a character, but maybe a version of an emotion that you kind of want to expose to the world that you might not on your personal time, right?
Well, you often find your life experiences that you hone when you're really going deep into a character, for sure. Whether it be pin-up anger, pin-up frustration, anger against the system, or some really happy emotional time in your life that you can think back on. One of the hardest scenes I ever did, I had a scene in a film called The Wrecker where two of my daughters were just killed by assassins. They blew up the house. And I knew that they were gone. And I'm in the front yard crying. And wow, you really have to find a place to go to get to that level of pain, because fortunately I don't know what the pain would be to lose a daughter in real life, but people have. And so I don't want to cheat that moment for a person that's lost a daughter in real life. I want to go there to be able to give that type of a performance where they go, wow, that guy must have really lost his daughter. That's where you go emotionally to try to find those things in your life that you try to bring out and give the best performance with, so that it's a believable performance.
And how do you recover from that mentally? I think a lot of times you can get lost in the moment, before they say cut. And that was just such an emotional take for you, where you kind of were so in it, where it gave all of you. I think all of us have experienced at times in our careers, right? But how do you they say, we got to do it again, right? Or no, right, it's done, and then you still have another scene to do that day.
Correct. Well, so we purposely saved this one for the last scene of the day. I asked for 30 minutes of prep by myself in a room, just to listen to some music. Mm-hmm. And I chose the song that plays in The Gladiator when Russell Crowe's wife is killed. Okay. And it's a very sad song. Anybody that listens to it, it's a very emotional song. And I listened to it over and over and over until I felt like I was in the mood, knocked on the door, and I said, okay, let's go. I can give you 2 takes on this, okay? And I could just feel it. I mean, I was swelling already. I could already tell. And so we shot it, and I go, let's hurry, get one more real quick. And we shot it again, just as backup, but with the first one, it was there. I mean, I was just ready for it. So I'm happy with those kind of emotional scenes that really push you outside of your comfort zone. And when you're done, you're exhausted. And I said, that's a wrap for today. I gotta go. So, but it was brilliant. But it makes you very proud too. When you do a scene that you're proud of, it's very good.
Yeah, it definitely makes you feel like, see, this is why I love what I do. It's
Yes.
giving something of quality, and you're like, I can't wait for people to see it. I
Exactly.
hope they feel what I'm trying to, exude and tell the story.
Yeah.
Now, I had a fangirl moment with you when I was doing my research. I saw he follows you, and I saw you have a picture with him. And, our executive producer, Maria, my fangirl too, because she's a fan of one of his movies. And, you're friends with Kellen Lutz. He's in Twilight, right?
Hercules.
Yes. So how is it working with, actors like that are very noticeable? People would be like, oh my God, you work with so-and-so, you work with Kellen Lutz. I'm sure, you have to work as a co-star and you're seeing them in a different light. But that's a pretty monumental moment, yeah?
Well, it's a little bit different, maybe, for me, as opposed to, I mean, everybody has their own way of approaching somebody. For me, it's a little bit different because I respect someone's work. I respect what Steve Jobs did. I respect what a lot of entrepreneurs do. I respect what Kellen Lutz has done. He's been in 2 very big films in Hercules and in the Twilight series. So when I showed up, I appreciated his former work, but we're there to do a job.
Right.
And I introduced myself just as I would to you or anyone else. Hi, I'm Niko. Great to be working with you. Do you want to run some lines? And so it breaks the ice. You're not enamored with what they've done or their image on camera, because I don't think I would want somebody to show up looking at me that way. Exactly. It's like, look, we're just here to work. Shake my hand. Let's get to work. And I wouldn't treat somebody that way. I wouldn't want to try to impose intimidation on somebody. I'm Niko. Let's just go to work and let's make the best work that we can. So while it was great to work with him, it was more fun to meet him off camera. He's a very, very nice family man, Christian man, just bought a new home in Tennessee, and he was great to work with. So we had a ball.
That's fantastic. It's even great to know that, outside of this, I love to point out to people is that actors are people and they are very wholesome, and it's not all what they assume, of, oh my God, they're a Hollywood star and everything. Yeah, but then that's work, and then when we go home, we got families, we got all that. Now, you have an amazing place here in Vegas, and it looks like you settled down here, and a lot of people probably ask you, as this Hollywood actors, you travel here, there, everywhere in the country. Do you plan on staying in Vegas? Do you love it? And what about Vegas is like, this is home for me?
Well, I met my wife in Las Vegas, so I'm here. I have a family here now, and we love it. It's great, and what I like most about Las Vegas now is finally we've gotten eyeballs on the media, on the film business. Hollywood is moving here in droves. The price of living is better, the taxes are better, and the incentives are better to shoot in Las Vegas. There's several new studios opening up, including ours. And we're shooting many films. We have a lot of talent that we're developing out here, a lot of young actors. There's 4 film schools now out here, and each one is sending us new talent all the time. We're putting them in our films. We're developing these people, and I'm proud to see them grow as actors and even behind the scenes, running the cameras, running the lighting, running the microphones for us. They're growing as an entertainer or a part of the movie business. So we're really creating our own little Hollywood out here. Will we catch the big Universal Warner Bros. Maybe. It's a lot of people moving out here, and it's very exciting.
Now, you as a producer, and you mentioned that you have, your own company. What is your goal with that? What are you trying to achieve with, making your films and bringing people in it? And what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind with your own company?
Well, I've always been a big thinker. I've always had a big vision of what I want out of life. One of my biggest heroes is Walt Disney. I think what he did, his image, his characters, his stories, no one will ever be like Walt Disney. And what he created, his vision, I would like to do the same out here in Las Vegas. I have some partners that have, unlimited funds, and we have located some land, and I can't give away too much, but I really, really would like to have a theme park that is built on the characters that I've written and acted upon. So our characters, whether I write a story that we've just written, Alice Crumb Cakes, about a little girl that creates these wonderful crumb cakes, we will have those in our theme park for sale. So all of the items that we create and all the characters that we create can really come alive at our theme park.
Yeah.
So that's my ultimate goal,
Yeah.
a theme park.
Are you trying to get into animation as well? I mean,
Would love to do
That's
animation.
a whole new ballpark.
Animation and a musical. Those are my two goals.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
And that's so different from, people see you as,
I know, I know.
A hero, even doing like a war film, I can see that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about MR9. Now, you went to Bangladesh. You guys filmed a lot of the film out there, and I know you'll be heading back there to film more of the movie. What was it like filming in, a totally different country, different culture? I know that you learned how to eat with your hands out there culturally. And then you're learning more about the film industry also that's out there, just totally different than what we're used to here in America.
Yeah.
How did it teach you about film? And did it kind of give a light onto the different, I would say, cultures when it comes to film, and maybe how Americans kind of look at different races and people of color? Because I know Asif wanted to really represent people of this culture in this movie, and that's something that America fights with in representation.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of insight did it give you being there, and then also meeting people who are well known out there, either in news, broadcasting, media, stuff like that?
Well, we could have shot a better film to start going out there. MR9 is a Bangladeshi Indian James Bond.
Yeah.
They don't have Superman. They don't have Batman, Wonder Woman, all these characters, right? Bangladesh has MR9.
Yeah.
Okay? That's their only hero in the 100 years of storytelling and books and films in that entire world. They have MR9. Now, 540 books have been written about that character. Hundreds of millions of books have been sold on that character. They are very passionate. So we had to be very careful when we went out there to respect this character. We can't take this lightly. Mm-hmm. And we didn't. And so we went out there with really, really good intentions to give the people of Bangladesh what they wanted from their hero, be authentic to the writer, because the first book was written in 1960. And then we have to bring a little Hollywood element so that the people of America also kind of get into it and appreciate. So it was a real tight rope we had to walk when we were going over there. Now, you add on to that, we're going into a foreign country. Now, even though Asif is familiar with people over there, I was completely unfamiliar, didn't know anyone. But it was great experience working with the people. What I like so much is they're so talented. They really work very hard. They're not afraid to put in a very long day's work. They were absolutely thrilled that we were bringing their hero to light. And so anybody that was put on this particular job was so excited, they could not stop thanking us for doing it. Well, that's flattering, as, be coming over there and being a part of it. So we had an absolute ball working with the people over there everywhere we went. Oh my goodness, they treated us like the biggest celebrities on earth. It was very exciting. And then when we went back for the release, we released it over there. It was amazing. I would love to go back now that they've seen the film out in theaters, that it had a nice long run, and that we've now signed on to do part 2. And the script is ready to go. We're going to be shooting some of it in Saudi Arabia, some of it in China. And so we're really excited about expanding the universe of these spies. But it all started in Bangladesh. And those people are so excited that we're coming back. And, I look forward to it. We met the most senior level television station owners when we were over there. And they couldn't thank us enough for bringing MR9 to light. And they said, if you ever want to do a spin-off television show, we're going to be the home for that for you. So there's talks, we're in talks about any or all of it. But that was a great film to be a part of.
Yeah, and it's a great way as an actor to experience different cultures, especially, being in films that are so rich with culture and is based off people of culture. Did you find it hard to kind of immerse yourself in that? Did you do a lot of research prior to even going there about the culture and the people to kind of get a sense on even... Because they wrote the book based on how they understand life, right? And so just like we would write, basically, we're American, So did you kind of do any research prior to that to prepare for your trip?
Well, I talked with ABM Summon, the lead that played MR9, and I wanted to know about his culture. And then I talked to Aziz, who was part of the writing team. and lives there. And he's had a long career over there and been very successful. And so I asked him what he would like to see come out of this film. And so that I know, I go, look, I'm just playing the CIA operative that connects the two. I help in the in the heist and putting the bad guys away. But I said I'm really the right-hand man to ABM. And so I said, what are you really wanting us to highlight with this lead actor? Because this is a very big role. Yeah. I mean, it's a career-making role for somebody that gets that type of a role. So I took all that in and then, understood that, look, I'm still just playing my own CIA operative. And so then I got into character and we went over there and it was fit right into the Bangladeshi population, and these people are wonderful, and we had a great time. So it really was a great experience. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I know that you kind of mentioned in one interview that you did have the news station, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I saw people eating with their hands, and I said, can I try it?
Yeah. So, and they were all eating with their hands. I mean, had my fork, and so they're all eating with their hands, and then they would shake it, and I said, well, okay, when in Rome, so I started doing it. It was a little awkward, but I fit right in.
But it's always a great.
They were so kind.
Immersed. I'm sure the food was great too.
The food is amazing and cheap.
Of course.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So overall, you've had a great career. You've got a lot of your future. As an actor in your role in film, what do you want to leave behind, just as a person? I know you want to do things, and that's kind of where your legacy lies, but as Niko Foster, what do you want to leave behind, and what's your goal in this business? Where do you want to end up?
Well, you never want to leave anything on the table. In life, you never know when it can end, and my father passed away when he was 36, way too young. So at any point, it can be over. What did you do in life? Did you leave behind quality material? Did you leave behind things that left a positive light? And then on a bigger scale, were you a good person? Were you a good person to people? What are they going to say when you're gone? Are you going to be forgotten in 10 minutes? Or are you going to be remembered for some of the things that you did? So leave a legacy of some type. Beyond family, leave a legacy, leave memories for people, and leave your work. And hopefully you've put enough time and effort into your work that it stands the test of time and people can enjoy it for years and years.
Now the last question I want to ask you kind of sums up our whole conversation. We got to know you a little better, our viewers got to know you a little better.
Sure.
And I love asking this question because sometimes it's a long answer, sometimes it's one sentence, one word, but it really matches with everything that you showed us today in the studio. And that question is there a philosophy that you live by?
The philosophy that I think is treat people as you want to be treated. Hollywood is a tough game, and I've been in several different types of businesses. Some play a lot more nicely than others. Hollywood's a rough business. It really is. And I think people that don't know the inner workings of the industry would be a little surprised and quite appalled at some of the things that happen. I really like that we're building this new foundation in Las Vegas because I think that we're going to have a lot more character out here. Shoot quality films with quality people, and people are going to walk away from the sets that we have, and they're going to go, that was a great experience. I wasn't asked to do anything uncomfortable. People are going to eventually be able to leave their children with us for an audition and not worry that something dire is happening to them. We're going to train these kids in schools to get better. And so the overall philosophy is just treat people like you'd want to be treated and leave the world a little bit better place. Yeah. So always work hard.
That's beautiful, and I think that you definitely worked hard. I mean, that's 100%. But thank you so much. If there's anything you want to tell the viewers about where to find you, where to connect with you, if anything that you have coming up that you want people to know about, you can please take this time and let them know.
I am very, very pleased to say that The Wrecker is the biggest film that I've done to date that should be coming out in October. We're debuting at the Chinese Man Theater in Los Angeles. And I could not be more excited about that. It's quite an honor to even be elected to be one of the films that shows at the Chinese Man Theater. And so we've got quite a performance planned for the pre-movie events. So please join us on the red carpet in Los Angeles in October if you get a chance for The Wrecker.
Perfect. Niko Foster, everyone. Thank you so much for spending the time out of your day here with us at the Hot Seat. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as you guys know, I'm not done talking, so we will see you after this break.
MR9, we are connected with you.
কোনো রকম কম্প্রোমাইজ করা যাবে না।
Copy that.
Technology. Human innovation comes along. And it defies everything you thought was possible.
Hello, friends. I'd say welcome, but I find it a little inconvenient that you're trying to crash my party.
Welcome, Masood Rana. আপনি বাংলাদেশী?
আমেরিকা থেকে সিআইএর অফিসার এসেছে।
Paul Taylor.
মাসুদ রানা।
Nice to finally meet you in person, MR9. Heard a lot of your stories. Very impressive. Celebrity billionaire Roman Ross and his younger brother Ricky.
How you doing, little brother?
Still alive.
They've been selling high-tech robotic explosives and weapons. I know there's more going on behind the curtain. I just hope that we can find out what it is before it's too late.
You get compromised, we don't know you.
It's hard to hate the toy maker. Micro surveillance bug connected to your smartwatch. Keep you out of trouble.
Maybe you like the trouble. Masood Rana, BCI agent, codename MR9.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
And welcome to the next exciting episode of
Arena War. Fresh batch of institutionalized gladiators fighting for their freedom.
Ready, here we go. You guys heard Perez?
Yes, smell that.
Get back!
Those on the line, the parole board has offered you a ticket out. Win Arena Wars, win your freedom. 7 arenas with 7 of the most vicious killers the world has seen in the last decade. You make it out alive, you get to go home.
Luke Bender, you're an innocent man. Innocent man can mean big ratings.
I'll be watching.
I think it's time to audition Mr. Bender.
No!
What was your last physical?
Cell block shower this morning. Oh yeah.
You ready for this? Impressive showing out there tonight. You're the new fan favorite.
Are you with me?
Cutie pie back for the kill.
stars want to live through this, we have to work together.
I'm watching you.
Smile for the camera, thug life.
Wow!
It's showtime!
We have to finish this.
Come on!
Doesn't sound much like rehabilitation, does it?
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. We are live in Las Vegas at the Social Media Show studio. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and I really hope you enjoyed today's interview with the legendary Niko Foster. You know, I heard so much about him. I see him here and there. I see him doing big things, so I've never actually had a time to sit down and really talk to him, meet him, you know, personally, like actually meet him and say that I have, and be able to get to know a little bit more about him. Very humble energy, very hardworking energy. He's got a lot going on, and he's really bringing all of that Hollywood love and action here to Las Vegas. He's one of the moving parts in really creating Las Vegas as the true entertainment capital of the world, now involving media and film. So as always, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's episode. Again, the Hot Seat streams 5 days a week, so don't worry if you missed it live. You know, you can always look back on it and catch up with all of our guests and rewatch some favorite episodes of yours. And we love all the comments. We love all the people that are very interested in this show. We love all of you, and please continue coming back. And as you've heard, you know, red carpets are all the time, and that is something that we do as well. So if you, like Niko, have an amazing movie premiere and you're looking for people to stream that and to host that, you can email admin@socialmediashows.com if you want to inquire about any business regarding a fabulous Hollywood-filled event. So as always, I'm Priscilla Moy, and thank you so much for watching The Hot Seat, and I will see you next time.